So it's just you presenting information and data for DD, nobody else?
There were three of us. So there are three of us founders.
Okay.
Yeah, who were constantly just collecting all the due diligence information and negotiating. And actually, in some cases, we had to come up with creative solutions to save the deal at certain points because some people get really focused on whatever their thing is. So for instance, we had settled a legal dispute maybe 9 months prior, right? And we had a lock solid settlement, but the acquirer was like, well, what if this person comes back and says that that's not a good sell? Like there's all these different what if. And then you'd think the next sentence would be, why don't we do this to mitigate that? But no, it's like, what if he comes back? And so it sort of just became this thing. And they're like, well, I don't know, this deal is going to fall apart. And so we came up with the idea of, why don't you throw a quarter of the deal in escrow so that if that person came back and whatever, if everything blew up 10 times worse than possible, you'd still be covered. And they're like, okay. And I think what was weird is we came up with this creative solution. It was pretty easy. Like, how come no one else had come up with that? How come none of the advisors had come up with it?
Yeah. So you basically left $250,000 of the deal in escrow and
a quarter, 25% of the deal.
Yeah. 25% of the deal in escrow and didn't take it out until a certain period of time, which is
3 years.
Yeah. 3 years. Right. 3 year seller note that no advisor had advised on. Did you have any advisors in that on their side? Like, did you have acquisition advisors on their side or on your side?
Yeah, we had our legal team, which to be fair, I mean, our legal team gave us great advice. That was an example of something where the emotions had imploded. I think it was somewhere on their CFOs, on the acquiring company CFO team had come up with that concern without coming up with here's a way to mitigate that
resolution. Yeah.
Right. So it sort of became they just saw it as like, oh my God, it's damaged goods, as opposed to this is a math thing, right? It's like, if this is in the worst case scenario, multiply it by 4 and you're more than covered by that escrow amount. Absolutely. But it's like, those are the kind of things that you have to come up with sometimes to shepherd the deal across the line. Because we did get a voicemail at one point from our law firm, from a senior partner at the law firm, advising us to walk away from the deal.
Right.
And we're like, nope, no way. It's not going to happen.
Why did they advise this?
They were just because of all the things going back and forth. And we were looking at it like, you don't see the picture that we see, in the market, what we're trying to accomplish, how we're working with our client.